Welcome to another episode of
RyCanTopMyKnee. I'm Jonathan.
I'm Kevin, and we are a Boys Love podcast that talks about our fave shows and all the press and mess around them. And Jonathan, I usually don't like to start this off on a heavy note, so I won't. I'll start off with first wishing you a happy birthday.
Oh, thank you. Thank you.
I also meant to ask, how was your birthday and how were the cupcakes?
Oh, yeah. Oh, my God. Those cupcakes were so good. I literally devoured them the first night. Like, when I got home at 2.
All 4?
I devoured 3 of them that first night. But
Which one
really
did you
good.
like the most?
I think my favorite was... I'm always a cookies and cream girl. So I devoured the cookies and cream. And then the second favorite was that brownie, the one with the brownie on it.
Did you like the pumpkin spice one?
And then the pumpkin spice one.
Okay, and the least favorite was the salted caramel with chocolate.
The salted caramel, I shared it with my friend, with Nick.
Oh, okay. That's good. Yeah, because you had a lot of cupcakes.
Yeah.
I do have happy birthday again, but I will go to the heavy question. So we have to acknowledge this.
The state of the world.
Went through an election. How are you feeling?
It was a heavy week. I was like, this is not the birthday week I needed, but it is what it is.
And I'm just glad that we ended the week celebrating your birthday, because we had such a low and we needed a high.
Right?
So I'm kind of glad that happened. So for y'all who are our international listeners, you're probably like, you know what happened with this election.
Y'all know what happened, because it literally blew up the whole world. And everyone's feet.
And it's for us who create queer content like this, it's something that's on the back of our mind. At least for now, there's not much that's going to change. We'll see what happens come January. So, anyway. I think there's a lot of stuff we need to talk about. So let's get to word on the tweet.
All right, word on the tweet. And notice we said tweets and not ets, because we don't use ets. We use Twitter.
Okay.
So, yeah, Jimmy C concert. The Jimmy C USA fan meet in LA.
Oh, that's right. It happened on the 8th.
Yeah, it happened on Friday, this past Friday.
Yes.
I wish I could have gone. I really wanted to go, but it was just, like, the flight is just so expensive, y'all. Like, they're literally on the other side of America.
Side of the country. Yeah.
Like, it's, like, the U.S. is just too big. We're not like any, all these other Asian countries that they can, like, fly around so easily. All these fans can just fly to Thailand for like a weekend to do something and fly back. And
we weren't gonna fly to LA for the weekend.
I wasn't about to fly to LA for, like, literally. It was during a work day. It was on a Friday. It wasn't even on like a Saturday.
That's what I think was also kind of strange. I guess they had a small turnout.
Yeah, I was so sad. Like, it looked like from the videos, like, it seemed pretty loud, and like it seemed like it was still fun and enjoyable. But, like, when, like, the after photo, when they took a photo of, like, them on stage with everyone, I was like, oh, not that many people showed up. How many people
were on the stage?
Not on the stage, but, like, Jimmy C were on stage, and they took a photo of, like, people in the seats, like a group photo.
How many people did it look like were in the seats?
I don't...
Could you count them?
I think it was probably, like, 100 or so.
Okay. See, I think the issue is they did it on a Friday.
Or a little less. But...
Oh, yeah. The first mistake was they did it on a Friday.
It was on a Friday, like, midday. Like, the first session was, like, at...
Midday?
Yeah, it was,
in
like...
November, when people have school and people have work and stuff?
Like, this was so weird timing. It was, like, 2 sessions. One was, like, in the afternoon, and one was, like, at night. So one was at, like...
Who planned
2,
this?
and one was at, like, 5. This was GMMTV.
Both times were really bad.
Yeah.
Both times were really bad. They should have done it on Saturday.
If it was like
if they
a
wanted
Saturday
to do a midday
show,
event, it should have been on a Saturday. Yeah, like already. So it's not like, it sounds more like whoever planned this did not put into account that people have jobs.
I just like, or people just can't like,
and people have school,
run away to like do something like this, so like last minute, because they also took so long to announce this. They really did. LA like venue details. They just gave us like a date, but people were like, what does that mean? We need to see prices. We need to see everything.
Right, because you have to, in the U.S., if you're going to do it on any of the coast, like for us, if it was in New York, that's easy, right? Because we could literally just go there. But,
even then, like, I got to make sure I got to take off work. Like, how much is the ticket?
Right.
Like,
right. But even then, you have people from other parts of the U.S. You have to get flights. You have to get hotels. You got to get hotels.
Yeah.
All of this has to be planned out, and you can't just on a whim just show up.
Yeah, like they announced it maybe... They announced it like maybe like 4 or 5 months ago, but they only dropped the U.S. like L.A. details probably like a month and a half ago, right? Yeah,
which, I mean...
Like it was like right before I left to my trip to Thailand. Like that was probably like late September. Then they finally dropped details. But that's too late already.
Yeah, and I mean, could I have made that work since it was a month in advance? I could, but if I already had trips planned, it wasn't going to happen, And also, I was just getting back from a trip, so I'm kind of like, I don't feel like flying somewhere else.
It was just bad timing
like that quickly
for us.
Bad timing. And if it was a Saturday, I think more people would have shown up because there's just a lot of planning. If you're flying within the U.S., it takes a lot of planning, and during the week a weekday is the worst, especially on a Friday when the work week in the U.S. and the school week is Monday through Friday. And also November is like, that week of November is like midterms for if you're in college. So there's just a weird thing that didn't make sense. It's a weird time.
It was also during election week. Like, it was just a weird time.
Yeah, it was also election week, and people like were just... I mean, if you already gotten your tickets, you probably would have been like, I'm glad I have something to look forward to after that disaster. But also, it's like a lot of us just couldn't. We just couldn't. So I'm hoping that when GMMTV does another one, if they do another one...
Praying they do another one. It seemed like, they were still, like, looking forward to doing, like, maybe something with more stops. They were asking the audience, would you, like, where would you want us to go next? Like, Seattle, New York, Chicago. Praying they do.
That's what they should do. They should do more than one stop. And honestly, I think they need to do it differently than what they would do in Asia. Like, and I think I told you this before. I said this a few episodes back.
The setup for the actual
should be more intimate. Yeah, it should be more of an experience that's more intimate, because you're not going to get thousands of people. I can see for sure, but you are going to get maybe a couple hundred, especially if you get the details out in enough time. Keep it smaller venues. Keep it an experience where you're actually able to get more up close and personal with the actors. They don't need to be singing because...
But they did sing, and it was really beautiful. And they answered a bunch of like fan questions.
Yeah, see, people want to ask questions. They want to take pictures. They want to, do stuff like that.
Yeah, VIP got pictures. It still seems like a fun experience, but
it seems like it sounds like people had a good time overall.
Yeah, just wish we could have gone another time. Next time, y'all.
Next time. We do have Dow Off-Road coming to New York in March.
The Dow Off-Road fan meet is coming to New York, and we will definitely
be there. Around my birthday. Look at that. So Jimmy C came to LA around your birthday, and now Dow Off-Road are coming to New York around my birthday.
Look at that. Look at God.
Look at God. Won't he do it? Okay. What else is happening?
Let's see. We were talking about this the other day, right? This drama with what's his name? Ji-Ho Gun from Jazz for Two. And we were supposed to do a whole special episode for Jazz for Two, y'all, and that just didn't happen. But Jazz for two. That was
maybe we might still do it.
But that was kind of a hot mess. We have
comments.
That was a hot mess.
Yeah, it was definitely a mess.
But
definitely a mess of a show.
The one of the leads of that show, was like under fire for kind of like ignoring, kind of hiding his BL pass. I mean, this show just came out earlier this year.
So it's not that distant.
It's not that distant,
which I thought was really weird.
Yeah, but I guess people just found these photos because these photos are back from when they were like right after the show came out. Like, it was already weird that he wasn't there for any of the like screenings or the press for anything. That's why the side couple got a lot of like buzz, and people were like rooting for the side couple to have their own show because they were the only complete couple there for all these promotions. Yeah,
and I don't think he ever said why he didn't show up to any of that stuff.
There was we don't know any information. We just know that now he was blurring out his co-star in his little Insta photos. But it's like, and now he's in some new kind of raunchy show right now, right? Or what is that?
And it's straight.
Yeah, some new straight show that I doubt he's gonna start blurring that girl out of his Insta photos. We'll see.
Maybe he might blur something else, but we'll see.
Excuse you.
Anyway, good luck to him. That's all. Like,
Messy.
If you're ashamed to be in BLs, good luck. I wish you a nice life.
That's what I'm saying. I don't know.
Show was not that
why
great
do
anyway.
the BL?
Maybe he's not ashamed of BLs. Maybe he's ashamed of the show.
Maybe.
He was like,
I did a bad job.
Maybe. Because, I mean, that
he did do a bad job.
Yeah. Yeah, it was, It was
a show.
It was jazz for one.
It wasn't even jazz. I'll say that. It was just for two. It was something for two, but it wasn't jazz.
Right. What else is happening?
Last thing I will say is Beyond Cloud. I see a bunch of hype from this. Tong from
Yes.
He was in Ken Porsche. He's under Beyond Cloud right now. He was in Tharn Type. He was in his own BL.
And he was in a few other BLs too.
Yeah, he was in his own main show called Second Chance.
Which I never saw.
I haven't yet seen it.
It's on YouTube though.
Oh.
It is. Yeah, the whole series is on YouTube, but I haven't watched it.
But he I guess confirmed that he's dating one of his co-stars. Pong.
Yeah.
Who's also on the Beyond Cloud. I think Pong
and Tong.
I know Pong and Tong. Pong was also in Kim Porsche, but I feel like he was like in it for like an episode. Like he was like a background character.
I honestly did not remember him in that show. Like no shade to him. I just did not remember him. So it's like, he was in the show. Like, did he just show up and say hello and then walked out? Did he like just serve food or something? Like, I didn't remember him.
He was probably one of, I want to say he was one of the friends. Okay. He was probably one of Porsche's friends, I think, or one of Kim's friends, maybe. Because I remember Kim had like two friends that were dating. But I remember one of them was like trying to cheat and get with a third, and that was Pong. So, yeah, good for them. I remember there was like a whole big thing when Tong came out during the, like, came out as like queer during the Ken Porsche, those like live press shows. Not live press shows. What was it called? Ken Porsche on stage? Ken Porsche live?
Yeah, whatever they were doing. I remember that. Yeah.
And remember he was like waving the like gay flag, and that was really nice.
Right.
So it's nice to see that, like there are other queer people that you don't know. Some of these people are queer and you just don't know.
Right.
And sometimes you don't need to know. But it's nice that we know about this.
Yes. And we love to see it. We love to see more openly queer actors in BLs. They bring a perspective that makes it more real, to the show, instead of it being some straight person's fantasy.
And it just proves that, some of these guys that you see in these companies, like, not everyone is just straight for pay. Like, not everything. I mean, gay for pay. Not everything. You don't know these people. So.
Right. So yeah, I'm really glad. I'm really glad to hear that. Like that. Ooh, we love it.
Love it.
We love it. With that said, we also love our show of the week. So let's get into it.
Oh, do we?
We do. So, Jonathan, what is your show this week? I think we have the same show.
I'm kind of gagged we got the same show. You watch so much. You watch so much. Ew, that laugh. Ew. So my show of the week is Love is Like a Poison.
And it's mine too. Look at us.
Look at God.
Look, keep doing it.
The Japanese name is so long. It's like Doku Koi, Doku Mo, Sugureba Koi Tunaru. I don't know what that means, but
so anyway, Love is Like a Poison.
Love is Like a Poison. Maybe I know. It's just some of these shows have like a more like prettier like name in a different language. You know, like some of these Thai shows are like it's not called, Bad Buddy. It's called something else or
right.
But this show is so cute. It's so hilarious. Like this is very funny.
Hilarious.
Like this is classic Japan. Like this is hilarious.
But it's so well done. But also like we have a lawyer and a career criminal. This is like watching Phaedra Parks with Apollo Nida from Real Housewives of Atlanta.
There you go.
There you go. Same vibe to me.
There you go.
But the difference is that the lawyer, he is fine. That man
he's
is
fine.
He looks like an alien, but he's also fine.
Like he's gorgeous. Like when you show me those little like images, at first I was like, oh, he looked pale as a ghost. But
he is pale.
It's kind of like the color grading too. The color grading for his scenes make him look even paler. But he's really cute.
Yeah, he's very fine. But like I said, I was telling you, he looks like a fine alien.
That's what he looks like to me. Oh, wait, let me give a synopsis for the show. Should we pull up the
go ahead and give
list?
the synopsis.
Yeah,
go ahead and pull that up so I can go ahead and think of alien sex.
Ew! Oh my god. So, what's his name? Shiba Ryoma, a genius lawyer, cleared the bar exam with the highest score while attending university and became the youngest co-partner at a major law firm. He is valued as a legal advisor to numerous major clients. One day, Shiba meets Haruto, a mysterious genius con artist, at a bar. And Haruto invites Shiba, who's looking for a capable work partner, saying, "You can be my partner." All right. Buying Haruto's talent for pretending to be someone else, Shiba decides to keep Haruto in his home. A life together with his secret partner begins. These
his
descriptions.
Secret lovers.
Hey,
that's what they are. 100%.
The first episode is not what I thought it was. Like it starts off.
What were you thinking it was gonna be?
No, like the show is kind of campy. Like it's very like I can see they took it 1-to-1 from the manga. Like he's like his internal monologue of Shiba. His internal monologue is so like serious. He's like starts off like I'm gonna be the top lawyer of Japan. Like this is gonna be mine. Like I'm gonna start my own firm. I'm gonna be the great defender. And then, he gets like pulled out of his little fantasy into real life.
With Haruto,
and he meets Haruto
there.
And I love the little visual of like a little drop of like food coloring in his like clear water to show that like this man is like slowly invading him in his mind, and the like
it's that alien green.
He gets like shook by this man's. I mean, they're both pretty men, very very handsome.
Yeah, Haruto is like a sexy scam artist. Like
he really
he's a scammer. Look,
I didn't think he was a scammer
for
at
November. For November, I think this is the month of scams.
Oh,
we have a scammer who's the president again.
Oh,
we had the scammer we talked about last week.
The scammer who scammed.
And now Haruto is a scam on scams on scams, like scams.
You think he's gonna scam his way into his heart?
Yes.
Or you see more than me. You're up to episode 6. I'm up to episode 3.
Yeah.
So maybe we can only talk about the first 2 episodes, maybe. without spoiling for the
yeah,
fans.
won't go too deep into it, other than people need to go ahead and watch it because it's a good show.
It's a really good show. I love the dynamic of like this super serious man, but he's getting like so shell shocked by this like mischievous little flirty boy, flirty twink.
Yeah. Yes, twunk.
I was like that. And so like to spoil the first episode, he like, what's he do? He's like, I need to go like touch grass. Literally, after he meets Haruto and gets like his feelings shook, like the gay awakening. He's like, I need to go touch grass. So he goes to like camping, and Haruto shows up again, and like helps him cook, and he's like sleeping in his tent, running away from some girl. And then he wakes up and Haruto is gone because Haruto's
and so is his car.
I was like, oh, he took his car, and then not only did he take his car, he's in his house.
Yeah,
Brave.
I was like, this is too much.
I was like, that's way too much.
That is too much.
I was like,
and
how did you get
when
home?
His towel dropped?
Showing schlong on the first episode.
Well, I mean, we didn't see the schlong, but he showed it to somebody.
He was flashing them plants. He has like a whole like terrarium room, which is really nice.
And the plants all talk to him,
which was so cute.
They talk
that was
to Haruto,
so
which is
cute.
So cute.
I was like, this show is so funny. This is so cute.
Yeah, I love this show. Like, I'm excited to watch the next episode. It's very easy to watch, but it's a well done story, which really, when we're watching a BL, that's all we ask for. And it's on Netflix, which is great. So if you're living in the US, it's easy to watch because it's on Netflix.
It might be on Netflix worldwide. I don't know. Check it out.
It might be. And if not, find it, and if you want us to find it, we can help you.
Y'all know where to get it. You'll know.
Yes, that is correct. So we know we can help you figure that out for you.
But it was really nice, and I wish it was longer. It's only 20 minutes, but like it's still like enjoyable little snippets of like
Yeah,
and it's 12 episodes.
Fast, right, it moves fast. But you know what? That's what we expect from Japanese series. Most of them are usually less than 30 minutes. Each episode runs very quickly, which is good. Like, they just stick to the main idea. Because, sometimes with some of our Thai shows, they try to do way too much to fill an hour.
Ooh.
And it's kind of like, we're literally watching 30 minutes of fluff. You didn't need to do that.
I mean, I don't, like, sometimes let's give that fluff to other shows like this. I would take a couple more scenes of fluff in this show. Like their dynamic is so cute.
Yeah, but I'm also, sometimes I just like getting to the meat and potatoes. I mean,
meat and potatoes. Speaking of that, like people were to go on a tangent. You know how I'm watching the Japanese version of Love in the Air. Have you started it yet?
I haven't.
I think it's good, but you know how the Thai version is like 50-minute episodes, and of course Japan made it like 30 or something, and it feels to me like it feels honestly the same. Like they managed to take out any unnecessary scenes, but you still feel like this is like the full essence of the show is still there. So I was like, wow, that's like a good example of like, Thailand, let's edit a little bit. Let's edit.
Well, the thing is, I feel as if Japan, they appreciate efficiency.
Then you're not here to waste your time munching.
Right. Like, you're like, this is a 30-minute show. We're going to do what we can with it. And we're not going to start adding stuff to add stuff to flesh it out if it doesn't need to be fleshed out, And that's it. But I'm going to watch it at some point. You should. Like, very soon.
And give me your feedback on it, because also a lot of people have been saying it was real cheap compared to the Thailand version, which I don't think so, but I mean, maybe, it doesn't have Mame's big budget, but, because, Love in the Air with the big motorcycles and the big house that they rent out for all these shows. Japan's doing the best they can with it. I think it still looks great.
Yeah. Okay. I'm going to definitely check it out because I need to do that in Blue Canvas as well.
Blue Canvas.
But first I need to have us free
Oh,
from a show that just ended.
yes, yes, yes.
So let's get to that right away. So, what just ended was Let Free the Curse of Taekwondo, which we discovered is actually 8 episodes, despite the fact that on iQIYI it says 10 episodes for whatever reason.
Yeah, I'm
but
telling you,
really
iQIYI,
8.
you can't trust iQIYI. You gotta trust my drama list. The girls have sourced their info.
Right, and I don't know why iQIYI messes up like that, but the show is on iQIYI. It is a Korean show, which honestly, I liked it at the end of the day.
All right.
But let's get into the show a little bit.
Let's do a full run through. This is spoiler, y'all. We're talking about the full review of the show.
Yes.
Well, this show is the same director. Let me find her name because she should be shouted out. What's her name? Juan de Sol. If that's you, screenwriter and director, you did your big one because you also did like Blooming. She did Blooming. She did To My Star 2. She did the KBO OG, which is Where Your Eyes Linger. Like,
yes,
she's a class.
Which is
she means a class.
Yes,
yeah.
And I liked the show. I think some people, aka Jonathan,
we're just frustrated.
Like the first half more than the last half.
Yes.
But honestly, I liked both halves for different reasons. The first half gave us the background we needed in order to understand all the
trauma we're gonna get,
all the trauma that was coming out in the second half, right? I was frustrated too, and I told you were going to be frustrated in the second half because
I wasn't ready. I was so unprepared. Like, I was going into this show thinking it's just going to be a cutesy little Taekwondo show, and then I walked into like abuse and trauma and angst
and death and angst and scamming.
I was like, this is deeper than I thought, what I signed up for. Like,
yeah. But there was, a lot of scamming.
Oh, really? You're right. Yo, this episode.
Yes, I told you,
November
is the month of scams.
This episode should be called Month of Scams. Let's change it.
Month of Scams. Because, I mean, there's just been... I just don't...
I mean, how did you feel about that? Like, yeah, that realization.
I was very disappointed in Dohei. Like, I understood the motivation because he needed to survive and he needed to get out. And it's not that he's dumb.
He's not. It's just
he's actually extremely smart because, I mean, to pull off a scam that well, you have to be smart.
I mean, he also had his lawyer friend to like kind of cover his tracks a little bit.
Yeah, but the lawyer friend was motivated by being in love with
Dick.
him. Yeah, Dick that he never got.
Yep.
So, yeah. But overall, it was, I really liked the show. Like, not saying this, and you know what, it highlights something that, a big theme in the show is ambition, right? And considering what I know about Korea, like there's high pressure to go to university, work at one of the top companies, become very wealthy, more so than I think even in the US. And he had to do what he needed to do to give that image. And he also needed to disassociate himself from his dad, who was very abusive. So it's like, I got it. I just don't like the execution. I think there's better ways to do things other than being a fraud, you know.
But he really just literally ran away from everything and really dropped everything. Like that night was so confusing and so.
Which one? The one at the funeral or
no the
night
that kind of like not escalated. What's the term? The night that, like, you know, kind of snowballed into everything that happened.
Like everything kind of came out.
Yeah, that night that what's his name? Ju Young was like, hey dad, hey teacher, like keep it down. He's sleeping upstairs. And then they got into a fight with Do-hee.
So you're talking about towards the end of the first half.
Yeah, like that scene really, like, it was so confusing. Like it took, but I guess it was on purpose because you don't know what really happened until like the last 2 episodes.
Much later in the series, yeah.
Where you get like the full, that Do-hee like called the cops on him, and like doing so kind of like messed up his rhythm, so he like did poorly on the exam.
And and then you found out that he took the exam several times.
But was still messing up. But he just like couldn't get into the school he wanted, and so he had to like kind of fake it, and kind of like with the help of that other like friend that was kind of bullying him in school, kind of still like keep this like facade of the
friend
like,
that was bullying him because he had a crush on him,
which is crazy. I hate that.
Wild. Yeah.
Yeah. So he. Yeah, didn't get to the school he wanted to do. Did he even graduate from any college, or did he just...
No,
so
he didn't.
So he didn't get to do college. He just worked to survive, to live on his own in, outside of the countryside. And then built up this facade with the friend. He faked his way through
college. Like, he was still studying and stuff, but he wasn't enrolled in any school.
Yeah.
Remember, he faked his enrollment document.
Which is crazy. Like, what are you doing? Just go to a different school. Or is it the top school or nothing? Like...
Yep, because there's a lot of pressure to get into the top 3 schools, and that school is not, I don't think it's a real
I was like, I know, but it was like, is this the Harvard? Like, is this the Stan?
But it was meant to be like the Harvard. Like,
the Stanford,
in reality, the top 3 schools in Korea are Seoul University, Korea University, and Yonsei. Like, those are the top 3. Like, they call them the Sky. That's how you remember them, SKY.
But wasn't he trying to get into Yonsei University, right?
He was trying. The university they mentioned, I think, which is not real, but it was just for the purpose of the show, was called like Han-sul or Han something.
Oh, okay.
So yeah, it was made, but it's supposed to be one of the most prestigious in Korea, but I don't think that's a real university. I think it was just for the show.
But that's crazy. He faked everything. Fate that he had this like... that he tried to do an architecture degree, but then pivoted to engineering. What was it?
He pivoted to education, and that's why he was able to teach.
But then, just falsified his background, and then applied
and also
to
the
teach
architecture
English.
Thing was not real either.
It's so crazy, all these facades, and then that's the reason why, like, when he finally meets up with Ju Young, like that 10 years later, and Ju Young's like, tell me about everything we missed. Like, tell me about how fun college was. And he was just like, stop talking about the past. Like, leave it all behind. Like, let's start today forward. And I was like, yeah, because your whole life is a lie. Yeah.
Right. That's why he didn't want to talk about it. And you're so ashamed
of it. And that's why you don't want to meet anyone from your past, because you don't want to have to confront that lie.
Right. Yep. But he finally came clean with Ju Young.
Because Ju Young he has his own trauma of being abandoned. Like, he was abandoned by his parents. So he's like, I don't want you abandoning me. Like, I'll just be here in whatever capacity you want me to be in.
And
it's kind of sad.
I want to talk about how the show ended, but I'm not going to mention it, mainly because this is a show I think people should watch.
If you're not already watching.
What we can say is, like, if you're not already watching,
if we didn't spoil enough for you already.
If we didn't spoil enough for you, we already told you certain things already. But what would you rate the show?
I rated it a 7.5.
Okay. And
I would have rated it higher, but I was just, I don't know. I'm still mad at Do-hee.
Yeah, I'm giving it an 8. Of course I'm mad at Do-hee, but I feel as if that's good. If we
you're supposed to be mad at him. You're supposed to.
Right, you're supposed to be.
You're supposed to be frustrated with what he did, yeah.
Yeah, I'm frustrated with what he did. I understand the motivation behind it, and I get it. I just wish he didn't do it.
Because he would have got there if he stayed with Ju Young, if he just held on a little longer. They were building a plan to build a future together, but he just snapped at that moment when he saw his dad beating him up.
Yeah.
That he just wanted to run away from everything.
I can't do this anymore.
Yeah.
Anywho,
Amazing show, beautiful.
We do beautiful show. We also have some other shows, which is we have a new show alert. We got a little bit, so let's go to that now. So, perfect 10-liners. You started it.
This is
already,
not new,
right?
but yeah, this
it's
is like
new-ish because we didn't talk
in.
about it last week.
Yeah.
3 weeks in. Like last week we didn't talk about it, and the week before we were kind of away. But we got to bring it up. 3 episodes in, I'm caught up. I know you just started.
I just started the first episode, and I remember you telling me how the show is structured, and like now I understand what you mean by it's like you walk in of this show. The first episode, you meet this friend group called the Perfect 10 Liners, and you start off as what's his name? The first guy's name is Wine.
Yes, Wine.
And he's
Does he whine?
Oh, hey. But he's not dirty. He's not dirty. But
no, not at all.
He comes in as a freshman, and he's like meeting his like peer mentor, and he's like meeting all these other people that are a part of this like lineage of like 10 liners.
Yeah.
And they're already coupled up. So you already see Force Book as Arc and Arm. I was like, all these A names, Lord. And then you see the straight couple is Miss Ma'am from Wani Good Day is here again. She's on a roll this year. She's working hard. She's on like 5 shows at once. Because isn't she also in Frenemies? Is she also in that or no? Or maybe not.
I think so.
She's working hard.
Yeah.
Because she was in The Rebound as well. Good for you. And she's with her man. And then we have Perth, and he's with his new boy, Santa.
Santa.
At first I was like, wow, imagine if Timon was here. I don't know if I'd like that. Like, I'm glad it's Santa. And then Santa comes in so youthful. Like, he looks like his character is kind of the same character as in that first like 5 minutes. His character gave the same vibe as the character from Between Us when he's playing the little brother.
Yes. And then we have what's the other couple?
Wine,
which
and obviously he's gonna end up with
FIFA.
Yeah, and they had their debut in the reboot of Cherry Magic, right? In the Thai adaptation.
I think so. I didn't watch the Thai adaptation yet, though. Yeah, remember I was waiting for it to, get
it's fully
through
dropped.
whatever legal stuff on YouTube, and it never happened.
You just gotta find it online.
Find it elsewhere. But then, and then there's also the other couple, which is
what other couple?
Played by. Oh, how far are you in that?
I'm only on the first episode. There's more than 3 couples.
You'll see there's another couple, and that's outside of the 10 liners, but there's another couple that you will see with that was supposed to be Mark Pawin, but of course Pawin, we remember.
So it's Mark and Poon.
It's Mark and Poon.
Oh, I'm glad they're having another show together. That's cute.
Yeah, so they have another show together as well. It's see, now you see what I'm saying. Like, it's set up the way they should have set up We Are. In a way that
it's digestible, that like you can throw back to how did y'all meet, and we see your story, and then how did you meet?
Right.
I guess We Are was more like simultaneous. They all really got together at the same time.
Around the same time.
Their friend groups are so like mushed together.
Right. But also But
it was kind of dragged on because
they just dragged
so the main
much.
ships really didn't get together until like graduation. You know what I mean? Like,
right. And it was over something stupid.
Yeah.
But unlike with this show, I think because they can only give X amount of time per couple, and you're still seeing a little bit of the other couples throughout this too, they're moving it along.
I mean, this is 24 episodes.
Right. And you got a lot of couples to get through. So they're really just kind of moving it along, which is good. I'm glad that they're going in that way and not dragging out a storyline for 3, 5, 7 episodes when they don't need to.
Ooh.
So overall, I'm liking this so far. And kudos again to Book Force doing something better than Enchante.
Oh my god. I just wanted them to do another show where they're not in school again. But I know maybe they need that fresh reboot of a college show.
Yeah, considering that Enchante was bad, this is kind of like redemption.
But I do want to see them in, their next role as something. I guess, wait, they did do a Boss and a Babe. That was in college.
Yeah, they did. That was better than Enchante, but it still wasn't great. It wasn't that great. It was, their great show was Only Friends. That was where
that was a complex character. That was like...
Right.
Like, Forrest wasn't in
That's where we really
school.
saw, like, oh, I can see why GMMTV got them in here, because they were giving us, and so far we're getting to see that they're giving the same, here, in my opinion. Like, they're not as complex because, again, it is an
engineering
show. It is. So, there's certain things you expect to see already, but I feel as if it's pretty well executed so far.
That's good. And then we'll I was already spoiled by some images. I'm like, Godwin's in the show too? Hey.
Yes, he is.
Hey,
yes,
King.
He is. He plays one of Ark's friends. Like,
but he's not gay in the show.
No, I think he's just a friend. Yeah,
I wanted like a little.
He's not paired. He might be, but he's not paired with anybody.
I see.
Yeah,
there's a lot of boys.
And then
here.
the other, yes, and then the other show is Our Youth, which another Japanese show, which I have not started yet, but I know it literally just came out. So I'm gonna add it to my list. So our roster is getting big once again.
I know, but I think this one was like highly anticipated. I've been seeing a bunch of stuff on Twitter about it, so I'm like trying to dodge spoilers while also like keeping it on my radar.
Yes. So we got to go back to those shows, and there is a show that we have not spoken about in a while, but I'm going to bring them up today because they got some of my favorite.
Oh, do they?
Sweet Cheeks Booty Meats.
Hey.
So, because we are choosing joy in these rough times.
These unprecedented
I know
times.
we both find joy in Sweet Cheeks Booty Meat.
Hey, and some blurred out Sweet Cheek Booty Meat.
Right. Well, almost.
Almost.
Yes. So that you get to see his booty in the shower.
Oh my God!
But it's behind a steam shower. Yeah. So, and I was like, ooh. Okay.
If you don't know what we're talking about teenager
Judge.
I know we haven't talked about it in a couple of weeks, but we're still supporting Bhavin. It's just I might be behind 2 episodes, but I will get there eventually.
Yeah, and I'm not behind. I'm on it. I am seeing a behind.
Ooh,
okay.
The last episode I saw Bhavin's behind. So look, full circle. Now we're seeing both.
But that was blurred out. But this one, at least we could say this fits the criteria for Sweet Cheek Booty Meats because it wasn't blurred out. It was obscured by a steamed shower glass, which is a little different. So if he just pressed it up against the glass a little bit.
Oh, it's a Sunday. You nasty.
Sunday fun day.
Sunday booty day.
Booty day. Yeah, showing full sun and full moon.
What is even happening in that scene? I have not seen the scene. What's happening in that scene to warrant this booty meat?
So pretty much what happened was Bach went back into the room. Okay, so the group of friends, they're all at Bach and Dat's house, okay, because Bach is going to like cook food for them or whatever. And they were waiting for Dot to come down. Bach went up to see what was the holdup. He's and he's like, oh, he's in the shower. But then he realizes Dot's room is like messy. So he starts trying to clean it up. And he starts saying stuff like, I'm like a wife cleaning up this man's room because it's always so dirty. And then as he's cleaning up, he looks, I guess Dot comes out of the shower. And then he turns around. Dot is not wearing a towel. And then, but
But
at that same moment, Bach was holding his underwear, and he tried to steal. They were playing tug of war with the underwear, and then they fell on top of each other and accidentally kissed each other in that classic BL trope that we know.
We love a fall kiss, but now a naked fall kiss? I feel like we've also seen that before, a naked fall kiss, right?
I feel as if we have too. I kind of wish. I'm wondering if they have that not blurred somewhere.
Oh my god! Why don't you go subscribe to be one of their VIP? Support the show. They need $200,000 to make the show profitable. I think, right?
I guess so. I mean, it was an okay episode. There wasn't any bullying in that episode. Like, we needed a break from that. There was. But
that's why it's been turning me off a little bit from that show, because it's just the bullying is getting a little intense. I'm fearful of what's going to happen.
This one was not as bad because Bach stood his ground. I'll say that. He stood his ground.
All right.
Instead of just letting it happen.
Yeah, I don't know. The show's getting a little depressing. I needed to go to something fluffier, you know? But I'm always down to see some bobbing cheeks.
Well, it wasn't bobbing
or the other guy's cheeks,
the other guy's shake. Yeah. Anyway, I think that's it for today.
Oh!
That is it. We gotta go.
Oh my! You ended it on some cheeks. That's it.
We're ending on cheeks. You know, have the cheeks in your head.
Oh my!
And that's it for this episode of RyCanTopMyKnee. Be safe and don't let your ass on a shower glass.
You thought of that right now. You just thought of that, y'all.
I did.
See. Oh my god. Well, I hope the ride in your life fall kisses your knee.
Okay.
So, a little more wholesome than ass on the shower glass.
No, ass has hole in it, remember? Anyway, bye, y'all.
Oh my god. The wordplay. Good night, y'all. Good night.